Hey, so just when I thought I was going to have to give up on the Model Y getting the holiday update, we did actually get it. So I'm going to go ahead and check it out a little bit today. We should have the Boombox feature in the Model Y because it was built after September 2019. Obviously, the Model Y was 2020, so we do have the speaker, the outside speaker in the car that we can use the Boombox for. So hopefully that feature is in this update. So let's check it out. So here it is, still error in the software version number. It is listed as 2020.48.26 some places, and here 2020.48.25. That might be part of what is currently an error on the, or some bugs left over from the full holiday update. So I know that Elon Musk has said already that they had some bugs that they wanted to work out in the software version. So this is not version 11 yet. So there should be a lot more features actually coming that we are not yet aware of in version 11. So this is just kind of like a little bit of an update to kind of tease what we're going to hopefully get for the full version 11. So hopefully we got a lot more stuff coming out for version 11, which I'm not sure what the number will be on that, but you can see that in the software section, this is software version 10.2. And again, there it says 2020.48.26. So there you go. But anyway, so we do have the release notes here in a new visualization for the release notes, which is kind of nice. It looks good. And then right here, it shows you the new driving visualizations. So we've got some different locations for some of the icons, like the parking, reverse, neutral, and drive are on the left side. You've got actually a lot of the lights and indicators and warnings are going to be on the left side here. And sorry about that. All right, so then we also lost the T logo here at the top, so no longer have that, as well as we do have some other visualization improvements for the actual navigations. Actual navigation and that sort of thing. So those are definitely some nice improvements, and it is a larger portion of the screen here where the car is displayed. So I think that's actually good. I don't think it's too distracting. Some have said that, oh, it's a little bit more distracting to have more of the visualizations there when we really need to be focused on the road. I haven't found that to be the case. I don't have any trouble focusing on the road with the visualizations being improved. I think it's nice when you have it in autopilot to glance over there every now and then and see what it actually says or indicates as far as cars around you. So it shows that a car is to your right or your left and that sort of thing. It indicates whether the stop line is green or red, indicating whether it can go through the intersection. So all these things, improvements, and the size of them being bigger, actually I think makes it better and easier to just glance at and see what's going on. And so right off the bat, actually when we're in park, we've got a lot of nice improvements to the visualizations here. We've got a much larger display of the car, first of all, and then the things on here, you can of course press those and they actually interact. Now, one thing I noticed about the Model 3 is it didn't have the side view mirrors opening and closing, but everything else has a really nice animation when you open and close the trunk, for example. That looks really good. And you can actually open and close each window, and it gets the actual amount of opening that there is there. Let me see if I can switch this. There we go. That camera might be better for showing the display here. It's not so messed up. But you can see the back window there. It has every amount of the window opening. So it doesn't just have it open or close. It shows you how much it is open or close. So I just close it all the way, and same thing with the driver's window here. See, I did it like part of the way, and hard to see, but there it is, the top of the window. So you can see the display actually has a good visualization of exactly where the window is. Actually, and you can see the seats inside the car a lot better. I don't know if they are accurately represented as white seats. I mean, they look white to me. I don't know. What do you think? Have you seen other visualizations? I'll have to check if other people have the black seats and they look black instead of white. But those actually look pretty much white to me. So I think that actually does have the visualization there of that. And I'm going to go ahead and open the door. Now that one, as soon as you open it, it swings out all the way. It does have a fluid motion, but if I just crack the door, it's just cracked open a little bit and it shows it on the screen as fully open. So that's a little bit different. Alright, so then moving on to scheduled departure improvements. Of course, we do have some improvements here. So when you want to schedule a departure for the car, you can have it warm up the cabin and the battery before you go, and it does not have to be plugged in to do that. So that is actually nice. You can kind of get your car ready to go, and you can determine whether you want to expend that energy on the battery to get it ready to go or not. So it might be good, for example, for some of my efficiency tests. If I want to make sure that the car and the battery is already warm before I start that test, I can go ahead and schedule that departure time and get it ready to go. So we'll check that out sometime. Supercharger display improvements. So these are nice. You actually get an indicator in the full icon there for the supercharger of how many stalls are available. So that makes it a little bit easier to see that. Now, they did have that information before, but you just had to tap on the supercharger to actually see how many stalls were available at the supercharger at that time. And now it'll be a lot easier to see that. Also, I'm hoping that it is more accurate. I mean, it's hard to know how much it changes or how quickly it updates for the superchargers. You know, sometimes you might be going, it says there's 4 stalls available, you get there's only 2 stalls available. I mean, that may be the case, but it's hard to say whether it was actually a delay in how many were available showing there, or if you just didn't look at it until, you know, a couple people showed up right before you got there. So anyway, maybe that'll be a little bit better visualization of how many are available, and we'll see if it actually updates a little bit quicker and shows on the map when you are approaching it. So obviously there could be a change 30 minutes away from a supercharger, how many people are there. And it did, like I said before, they removed the T, the Tesla logo up here, and those menus and everything are actually down here at the bottom. Some of the icons down here are arranged differently, so you've got the windshield wipers down here instead of up here, so that's a little different. I think it just gives you some more room up here that honestly, you know, you didn't need it in both places, and maybe you don't even need the windshield wiper button at all, because you can really just you can hit the stock here to activate the windshield wipers. But you know, it's nice to have it on the screen as well. And moving on to the backup camera, that's the same. So, but that icon is right there, the backup camera. Still no 360 around the car view. That is rumored to be coming in version 11, so we'll have to check that out once it does get here. If we get that update, that would be nice. And then down here we do have the toy box. Actually, let's go to entertainment first. So entertainment first, we have the arcade. We have some new games. So we have Polytopia, or the Battle of Polytopia, Solitaire, and Cat Quest. You know, I don't play the games much in the car. Solitaire might be more my speed, of just it's a game that you can kind of waste some time with real quick and not get too involved in. Cat Quest, it looks like it requires a controller, so I don't have a controller, but you'd have to get a USB controller set up in the car. Wouldn't be too hard, but I don't usually bother with gaming that much in the car. Might be nice if you had the kids with you or something and they wanted to do something, but honestly, we're, you know, without trips and stuff right now, we're not spending a whole lot of time waiting in the car. We're usually going somewhere and not just waiting for a supercharger or anything like that. So for example, we haven't really gone to supercharger in a long time. But that's when these games would be nice, is if you were maybe waiting for a supercharger, or you're waiting for somebody to get out of, I don't know, the doctor or a test at school, something like that. So that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that seat heater there. And moving on to the toy box. So here we do have the... okay, hold on. Toy box. Alright, so we have some adjustments to the emissions. But wait a second, I don't actually see the boombox in here. What is the deal with that? I wonder what's going on with the boombox. I thought that was in toy box. It's not in here. Huh. Well, I would be pretty disappointed if I didn't actually get the boombox feature where you can actually get the sounds to go on the outside of the car. That would be unfortunate. I actually wonder if they rolled that back and they thought they need to not allow you to replace the horn with it, maybe, or something like that. That's unfortunate. I do not see it here, so that is a bummer. That was the thing I was the most excited about testing out, was the boombox feature. Thought that would be an interesting thing to play around with, having different noises that you can have on the outside of your car. So I thought that was really just a difference between the Model 3 and the Model Y, because our Model 3 was built prior to September 2019. So I did not expect it to actually have that outside speaker available to use for the boombox, but here it is. Our Model Y does not seem to be able to have that feature either, so I am wondering what's going on with that. Alright, so there's the update. I am a little bit disappointed on the no boombox feature. I'm not sure where that is. It's supposed to be in the cars built after September 2019. I kind of wonder if they last minute pulled that from the updates. We were unfortunately very much delayed in getting the update. A lot of people got it on Christmas and then the day after Christmas. I mean, this update didn't come to us until last night, so the 27th is when we actually got the update available to us, and I wonder if Tesla went ahead and pulled the boombox feature from that. I will have to check that out and see if they mentioned anything like that on Twitter or anything like that. I was kind of excited about getting our own sounds that we could add to the boombox feature and out there. I can see why that might be a problem with, for example, replacing your horn with different noises. I mean, it should just be, I don't know. I feel like you need to have the horn full on noise as well. So I don't know. Maybe they pulled it. We'll have to check that out in the future here. But for now, the visualizations are great, and I'm going to go ahead and take the car for a drive and see if we notice anything on the road that is different, and we'll check back in after that. Alright, so no different things here on the autopilot. So unfortunately, nothing new on autopilot, but hopefully they did some bug fixes, made it work a little bit better. It did seem to stop at that stop sign a lot more appropriately, I thought. But I do like the display here being a lot larger than it was before. It actually gets you, I mean, look at all the trash cans that you can see on the display here. It's great that you can see all those trash cans very well. No, but seriously, you know, it does look really good. You got the tires moving and everything, the wheels moving. So I think the visualizations there look great. You got the cars going by you. So it's, like I said, a lot easier to see all of these things on the display and just at a glance. So versus before, when you kind of had to sometimes look a little bit harder at it to see what was displaying. Now it actually has a nice big display. It's easier to just see things at a glance. And there it is. So I've got it engaged in autopilot with auto steer on. So you got the blue steering wheel, of course, still have the blue around the speed, and you have the blue D or drive indicator there. Stopping at the stop sign just like we normally do. Now let me make sure that I actually have that on. Yeah, so I have the traffic light and stop sign control beta on, so it will stop at stop signs and lights. But we do have a lead car in this case, so it should follow that lead car without much trouble here. Light is green, line turned green, and we are good to go. So yeah, I do think that having those visualizations be larger on the screen actually does help. Not only with you being able to see the visualizations, of course, but making them, just a quicker glance versus actually being distracting because you're trying to make sure that you see what might be indicating, like if it was, for example, beeping at you because there's a car next to you or something approaching and you're trying to get over, whatever the case may be. It's nice to have those larger indications that can more easily be seen at a glance. So I overall really like the visualizations there. Haven't driven it around any other roads to give it any good test, but I like how it looks there. I think they added some of these lines look a little bit more visible here in this parking lot than they weren't before. So overall, I think it's a good update. I am a little bit disappointed, like I said, in the fact that I don't have that Boombox feature. So I'm not sure what happened with that. I feel like that was a last minute, they just took it out. They were probably concerned about people misusing it, possibly. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna real quick look up and see if I can see any information on that. Alright, so I checked online. I could not find any mention of the Boombox feature not being available in cars made after 2019, September 2019. So I should have it in the Model Y. I don't know what's going on with that. I might have to do like a hard reset and see if that kind of triggers it back in, because it's almost like maybe it's tied to the update I got in the Model 3 or account that I have in the Model 3, because that's strange. I mean, it should definitely be in there, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. So that's kind of unfortunate. I will check that out and check back and see if I do get that update. Obviously, I'm going to do another video on the Boombox feature, but for now, I am very happy with the visualizations, and I'll do some more testing sometime soon see if I see any other updates to autopilot and making it a little bit better or anything like that, bug fixes. And of course, we have the version 11 coming out soon, and maybe hopefully FSD beta will be coming along with that, so we will definitely be excited to see that coming in. So for now, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.